Good morning, Primo-less travelers. It is now day 17 of me racing through Genshin, starting on a brand new account with the end goal of obtaining 100,000 free-to-play Primogems on this account, so we could get a C6 5-star character for free. Yesterday, Rue forgave us for stealing his Primogems, even though he was the one that gave them to me. In order to complete the final day of the Zulumi Island World Quest, we defeated an angry Thunderbird in Mount Kana and stole her feathers so we can hang them up on display. I don't know if this ever happened to any of you, but I also got stuck inside a well when I tried to plunge. No? Only me? Okay. We also completed a Sakura Cleansing World Quest by helping Hanachiru Sato. We offered a ward and finished all the puzzles before we went on to fight a giant evil tumor. The fight gave us a bit of trouble, but we managed to hold on and defeated a boss. We completed that world quest and now we're sitting comfortably at 22,250 Primogems. Just a little bit over 22% to achieve our final goal of 100k. Alright, time to grab my daily 60 Primogems before they're gone forever. First, we had to defend the leyline Monolith from a gang of Hilichurls enemies. They were pretty desperate, but didn't stand a chance against my Lisa. Next, we had to take down some treasure hoarders just because they smell. So we were hired to exterminate them. After that, I rained down justice from above and plunged at the Abyss Order cult. Barbara took care of the Pyro Shield, and the Hilichurls weren't much of a threat. Lastly, we went to Liyue Harbor and helped little Meng again. He said he was going to Sumeru soon, so he wants to learn what travelers eat. Oh, I'll tell you what we eat. Just kidding, I hardly eat at all. I satisfy my hunger by just staring at my Primogems every day. Anyways, we went to Chef Mao together with Meng and taught him how to make sweet madams. The kid paid us 10 primos for the work, and we returned to Catherine and obtained the rest of our daily 60 Primogems. Next, we went to Asase Shrine to steal. do chores for Neko for another set of daily Primogems. We talked to Junpei again and traded him 3 raw meat for 20 Primogems. Wow, that sounds like a pretty fair offer to me, so thanks Junpei. Alright, now we're gonna try to get a free 4-star weapon from a Kazuha story quest. We went to Byakko Plain and got ambushed by an unknown samurai.
What the heck was that for?
I want to know too, Paimon. We had a duel against him and defeated him, but he ran away soon after. We went to Rito and found Kazuha in a Tenryou Commission HQ, along with a guy that got beat up by the Raiden Shogun. We told Kazuha about the unknown samurai and we proceeded to ask around Inazuma for some clues. We wandered around Inazuma along with Kazuha until we found the dude near the beach and had a rematch against him. We got to use Kazuha as a trial character, so the fight was easier than the first time. After the battle, we learned his name was Amenoma Yuya, so we stole Yuya's sword and went into a domain to test it out. We only got to use Kazuha in this domain, but thankfully Kazuha is pretty strong so he could solo it pretty easily. We reached the end of the domain and defeated the last 3 samurai enemies, and in the end, we opened a precious chest that contained 10 Primogems in it. After that, we had a rematch against Yuya, but he isn't really that smart because he was standing next to the beach, so we swirled Hydro easily with Kazuha and defeated him again. After that, we returned to Inazuma City and had a very intense smithing session along with Kazuha. We kind of hallucinated and talked to the sword, but in the end, everything worked out and we got the Ishin Blade and completed the Kazuha story quest. Alright, time for a game plan. Since Genshin's version 3.1 is almost over, we need to complete a few limited events that opened up in order to obtain some Primogems. First, we have the Hyakunin Iki event as our top priority, since the event is almost over. It's mainly a combat event, and we have some trial characters we could use, so hopefully that will be enough to get all the Primogems from the event. We're also going to complete some Inazuma world quests before moving on to the chasm like you guys suggested. So let me know in the comments which Inazuma world quests I should prioritize. Since we finished Kazuha's story quest and got the 4-star sword, we can also level up some sword as well in case we get another sword character in the future. The Hyakunin Iki event is a combat event where you fight an infinite wave of enemies, and kind of like a tag team in a way because you could only fight with 2 characters at the same time. Our goal is to get at least 500 points in each stage, because that is the minimum threshold in order to obtain a Primogems. Anything higher is a bonus. To start the event, we talked to Ike in Inazuma City. We were then teleported to the middle of an island so we could start the event. Before I started, I dug up an exquisite chest just outside the arena for 5 Primogems. The event consists of 6 stages, but luckily we have trial characters we could use to assist us in each of the stages. The individual stages were okay, and since we only needed 500 points for the Primogems, we reached that threshold for every stage pretty easily and got our 420 Primogems total from the whole event. Next, we started another Inazuma world quest in order to gain access to the Mikage Furnace area in Inazuma. To start it, we went to the Kujo encampment site and spoke to the 2 people there. After that, we teleported to Tatarasuna and spoke to another person to officially start the quest. We had to find clues in order to break the seal, so first we followed an electro Sealy around. Next, we went to investigate the second barrier. The third barrier was guarded by some Fatuis, which I had some trouble against because I didn't have any pyro characters in my party. Every time I tried to heal myself, I got frozen because Barbara made me wet. So after a few painful moments, we slowly depleted a cryo gunner's HP and completed the first part of the quest. In order to destroy the barrier, we had to use electro cannons that are spread out throughout the area. But first, we needed to find them. The first one was located near the Pyro Cube waypoint, just on top of a mountain. Before we broke the barrier, we obtained a luxurious chest from gathering all the electro Sealies to the top of the mountain. Next, we interacted with the cannon, and with some little adjustments, we successfully destroyed the first barrier. The next cannon was located right next to a teleport waypoint, so we glided towards it and easily destroyed the second barrier. Before we used the cannon to break the final barrier, I used the cannon to kill some enemies that just happened to stood in front of it. I managed to kill the Nobushi, but a Kairagi was too thick, so he came to attack me while I was still on the cannon. I had to get off the cannon and teach him a lesson by myself, but it was kinda satisfying to blow up the enemies. Anyways, we destroyed the last barrier, but we got ambushed by another 3 Fatuis. I had the same trouble as earlier, struggling to defeat the cryo Fatui since I didn't have any pyro on my team. So I should probably start building my Xiangling for both element coverage and for my second team in the Spiral Abyss. So after defeating the Fatuis, we went to inspect the Mikage furnace and took a selfie with it. Finally, I was tasked to place 3 beacons around the area of the furnace, and after that, I completed day 1 of the Tatara Tales world quest. Since I had a bit of trouble defeating the Fatuis, I had to power up my characters by farming some artifacts. So I enlisted some people from my Twitch stream while I was live and had them carry me through the domains. I got a pretty solid artifact out of it, so hopefully I can get some good rolls after I upgraded them. We also did a bit of Dragon Spine exploration together so I can collect some Crimson Agates to level up my Frost-bearing tree. We completed a world quest together and defeated a giant snowball. Whoa! After that, I turned in a quest and got 40 Primogems from it. So once again, thanks to everyone that helped, and if you ever want to carry me in co-op like these guys, make sure to follow my Twitch and join me when I'm live. So we are getting closer and closer to AR 50, which means I will get my world level to 7 soon. We'll most likely have to start raising more of our characters in order to start challenging a Spiral Abyss, as that gives even more Primogems in general. So once we level up our artifacts, we can focus on other characters as well. I know a lot of you want me to use Jean, but she is currently held hostage by the Fatuis, since she rescued me a few days ago. She sacrificed herself, so I had to rescue her by defeating 150 Fatuis through my journey. With that, let's check up on our Primogem count for now. 22,825. We only got around 600 Primogems since the last video, but what's more important is the friends we made along the way, right?
Nope.
Anyways, in case you don't know yet, this series comes with a risky bet. If I fail to obtain 100,000 Primogems before I reach 150k subscribers, I'll have to win 100,000 Primogems on another account. This means I am racing against you guys to see who reaches the goal faster, or else my wallet will cry. So if you want to join me along this journey, or just want to see my wallet suffer, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.